Welcome to everyone's favourite game show, Balancing the Budget!
Hello and welcome to Balancing the Budget, the show where we put you in the shoes of the Australian Treasurer. I'm your host, Scott Aronson, and let's welcome our contestant, Sam. Hey, Sam, are you ready to spend some Commonwealth cash?
Yeah.
Great! You've now got an estimated $486 billion.
Getting to spend billions of dollars of other people's money may sound like fun, but it's not that easy. Just ask this guy, Australia's Treasurer Scott Morrison. It's his job to write up the budget, which is a document that tells us how the government is planning to spend all the money it collects in tax paid by people and businesses.
All right, Sam, now it's time to prioritise that government spending. So, which one of these areas receives the most funding from the budget? Is it health, welfare, defence, education or environment?
Is it the environment?
Oh, sorry, Sam, it's not. It's actually welfare.
Governments usually divide up the federal budget in similar ways from year to year. Most of the budget generally goes to welfare, which helps people who need it, like pensioners and people who are unemployed. Healthcare is also a big expense. Last year, the government spent just over $77 billion on funding hospitals and our public health system. Education and defence also take up a fairly big chunk of the budget. And there's a big slice set aside for states and territories, as well as for things like disaster relief, local councils and paying off Australia's debt.
Speaking of debt, Sam, what do you call it when the Australian government's spending more money than it's earning in tax dollars?
Oh, a deficit.
Correct! Currently, Australia's in a deficit, but the Treasurer's trying to change that. So, Sam, how do you choose to reduce Australia's deficit?
Well, Sam, you could decrease government spending by spending less money on roads, hospitals and schools, or maybe even Grandma's pension. Or you could raise taxes, which means people have less money to spend, the economy suffers, and nobody likes you very much.
Oh, neither of those options sounds great to me.
Correct! Welcome to politics.
Trying to juggle the needs of so many people is really difficult, and budgets rarely make everyone happy. But with an election coming up in the next year, the government needs to impress as many people as possible. That's why it's made some big announcements, like more funding for the Great Barrier Reef and for education, along with some tax cuts.
So, did I win?
That's hard to say.
What do you mean?
Depends who you ask. Well, that's all we've got time for here on Balancing the Budget. We'll see you again next year when we do it all again.